Neil, what's been going on with rates the last few weeks?
Quite a lot, quite a lot, Mike. As I think we were here, we were just beginning to pick up when you talked to Peyton last month. The war in the Middle East had kicked off big time, and rates were shooting up. And our latest overall index chart, the BAIOO, which is our global overall index for air freight rates all around the world, it's shot back up really rapidly, as you can see from this chart. Really almost all the way back to peak season levels as we were anticipating 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's got there in double quick time. This is obviously very unusual for this time of year when we're entering the kind of flatter period after the mini peak, before you get to October or so when the next peak season happens. Obviously we all know why. It's the cancellations, closures of airspace, and loss of capacity because of the disruption due to the Middle East conflict. Plus, as we'll get onto in a bit, I think the rise in jet fuel prices, which has been pretty severe as well.
And the video people can see now, what does this show?
We've done this heat map, which basically tracks how things are going week by week, route by route, and the red of the line between point A and point B on the lane shows how much it's gone up. As you can see, a lot of lanes have shot up. The one that's up the very most, perhaps unsurprisingly, is Europe UAE, which is to do with the fact that there's a loss of capacity on that lane, so there's a lot less planes flying, and to move things is costing a lot more. But lots of lanes are up more than that average, more than peak season levels. That's just the average.
Peyton, if I can bring you in here, on the corridors most affected, South Asia, Southeast Asia into the Middle East and Europe, these are the lanes where Gulf carriers obviously hold the biggest share. Walk us through how the capacity displacement is showing up in the rate indices in some of those individual markets.
Yeah, so like we discussed last time, a lot of the rates are essentially raiding out from the Middle East. We're seeing the outbound rates from India to Europe and India, USA, somewhat flatlining at the moment. And then as we move further afield towards Hong Kong, we're seeing the Europe's flattening out, but the Transpac markets are still going up. So there's a bit of catch up there. And the same is happening with outbound Korea. Again, somewhat flatlining or going up a little bit to Europe, but still a bigger push on Transpac from Korea to the USA.
But they've all seen big increases since the start of the war. We're talking flatlining more in the last week or two, are we?
Flatlining flatlining towards the same as peak season at the end of last year.
Okay.
So I think there might be a slight breathing as we're seeing what's happening in Iran and see what happens next. There's always a slight lull before the storm. We'll see which way it goes.
Okay, fantastic. Now I know you guys are both in Hong Kong this week. What are you up to? Is this all about the Hong Kong Sevens rugby? Is it?
Not at all. It's all about work.
Yeah, we've got there's a little dinner we do every year. So it's become a kind of annual thing where we gather together friends and contacts in the industry, some of our important clients. We have an eclectic user base of shippers, airlines, forwarders, and financial market players. It's an opportunity to bring them all together. We have this little dinner. It's a networking event, Chatham House rules. It seems to be quite popular. We thought we'd be impacted a little bit this week by people having other things on their minds. So some people were unable to travel for long distances, but we've got virtually the same number of people as we've had the previous 2 years. So it's looking very, very good again.
Sold out again.
Neil, Peyton, thank you both. We'll be back with you next month.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Cheers, man.